Good evening. I'm your host, Adrian Carson. We want to welcome you to today's show. This episode is about jewelry, dance, and fashion. This is a podcast about dance, and it's from every perspective. It's a transformational show about dance, everything in front and behind the scenes that's just a vibe. So welcome to our couch and enjoy the show. My special guest is a matriarch to me, one of the ladies that I met through dance that is the epitome of a lady in the way she carries herself, the way she interacts, and she's quite talented. So I want you to welcome Miss Jan P. Wilson to the show. Hey, Miss J.
Hi. How are you?
I'm excited that you're here. How are you?
Overly excited. Thank you for having me.
Good. I want to go about, first I want to shout out to our sponsor. Our sponsor is www.flyradio.com. That's fly with two Y's. They are a 24/7 internet session. They are a 24/7 internet radio that has mixes, R&B, smooth jazz, contemporary, and neo soul. So please go check it out. Again, it's www.flyradio.com. Thank you. Ms. Jan.
Yes.
One of the things that I wanted to know is, when did you first show an interest in dancing?
I was around 12 or 13. And my oldest brother was an entertainer. It's like 5 or 6 years difference in our age. So he was always singing and moving around the house. He had a lot of things going. And it was just one of those things where I watched and I looked. And it just looked like something, it was fun. And later, I started skating with my other brother. And, you know, I could get in the afternoon, I could do the midnight rambles because he was an usher there. So I got to hang with the big boys. And even then, they were so good, and I was pretty good myself. I would just start jazzing and dancing and mimicking my brother and his friends. And so dance was just all part of who I was. And then it just kind of evolved from that point, from different stages in my life, going through different things and traveling and seeing people dance and feeling that energy. And dancing is life.
Dancing is life. It's funny. It's kind of ironic because I started dancing professionally at 12. And I, too, am a skater. Now, I am not the typical skater. Being formally danced, we're not taught to look backwards.
Right.
And the best skaters skate backwards. Yes. I do not. So it's interesting that you started loving dance and then you transitioned into skating, which is another rhythmic movement.
Yes.
That your balance and everything has to be aligned. So that's kind of interesting because I didn't know that about you. What piqued your interest in Chicago stepping, which is the dance that I met you doing?
Well, in all fairness, let me share, I was born and raised in Chicago.
Okay.
And that was just something that you just came by, like a process of osmosis. It was just there no matter where you went, whatever the environment, somebody was moving and grooving and dancing. Years ago, it really wasn't termed stepping. Sam Chapman phrase, right. He coined that phrase around the late 70s, I think, 80s, you know.
I think 74, somewhere around
and so
there.
Bopping started, it had a label, it had a name at that point. It's stepping. So I've always migrated toward that because that was my first actual dance, you know, that I became aware of, dance then that had a name, which was bopping. So it's just been a history, different places, different times. When I lived in Chicago, of course, it was bopping. Later in years, I retired and came to the Dallas area. And when I came, nobody was really bopping. And so I was a dancer, right? So I wanted to dance. And so I started listening to the music, and they had this radio broadcast. They were broadcasting from Crystal's. I'm like, where is this place? You know, wow. I found my way to Crystal's, found out it was the name. It was a swing out. That's the name, right? Yeah. And so I'm like, I need to do that. I need that in my life. And so I learned from the Extra and Terrible T And, it was a graduation. It was just the full-blown thing, and you couldn't tell me nothing. I mean, it was on. And so
Those were the trendsetters of swing out when I
Yes.
moved here as well. And I recall driving to Arlington on Pioneer Parkway, I believe,
Exactly.
for Cristal's.
Yes.
And spending a lot of time there just sharpening the swing out tool. So
Yeah.
it's interesting because people in Dallas, Chicago stepping isn't their native dance,
No.
it's swing out.
Yes.
And so you do multiple genres that I don't think a lot of people know. So other than bopping, which has a little hop to it,
Yes.
Chicago stepping, swing out, what are the other dances that you do?
Well, I do a little hand dancing, which is
In
kind of like
Virginia?
bopping. Yeah.
Like swing out is
Right.
hand dancing is a cross between swing out and bopping.
Yeah,
'cause
Maryland,
there's a-
D.C.
Yep.
I've traveled, and I've had an opportunity to attend some of those events, which is great. So you get an opportunity to get all your little dances in.
Right.
I also like Blackstone, Greystone,
Okay.
and I have had a few lessons of Greystone with Drew. He did have a few classes going, but that was at the point where they were just initiating walking as being
Okay.
part of stepping, 'cause stepping and walking go together. And so it was a challenge to get the walking started. So trying to bring in something like a Greystone, which is like akin to that,
Right.
was just kind of much for the time. So I do Greystone. I'm trying to learn how to tango. I like that. But from swing out to stepping and ballroom and all of the other things, I want to be able to dance in whatever room I am.
So
Whatever
the
party.
ballroom you're speaking about is Detroit Ballroom,
Detroit
correct?
ballroom, exactly.
Okay, good. So you walk, which is the slow dance version of stepping.
Yes,
Greystone is a cross between ballroom
yes,
and stepping.
it is.
Are there any other dance genres? I mean, that's 5 right there.
Not that I can. Oh, two-step. Now, two-step is an old groove going back before people really started walking. You learn how to bop, and then you did the two-step, and that's when you had the blue light parties, the psychedelic lights, and
Right.
you weren't roaming around. Uh-oh, that's me for you. How about that? You weren't roaming
fine.
around the room. It was like a two-step, two-step here and two-step back. So it's a combination of a lot of fun dances I do, and I enjoy it.
Yeah, the two-step was kind of like the hustle.
Yes.
That's okay. You have a hot mic, and I want your mic to be hot, so
Okay.
that's good. Out of all of these genres that you do, there's dance communities. Are they different? Do they vary for you like they do for me? Every dance genre that I know, those that have communities and those that don't, they differ. They differ in the mindset of the people. They differ in the way the people move. They differ in the way the people perceive their dance and how they look in their dance. Have you experienced any of that in the various dance communities that you've been in with
I
those
have
genres?
experienced the same exact thing. Different crowd, different people, different dance, different attitude, different energy. You have different age levels that tend to care for one style of dance more so than the other. And I kind of figured it out for myself. The swing out crowd, they're going to come and dance. They
Right.
come in dancing.
And
They're going to be there before the doors open.
They come
They're
early.
ready. They're coming. They're ready.
Right.
Okay. They got the dance shoes in the hand. Like, when are we opening this door? Let me in here. Right.
Right.
Now, on the other hand, I love my steppers, but we're kind of like on the cool side. We're not going to get excited. When nobody's hair is on fire. Number one, we're going to come in our silks because we're stepping, so we're dressed to impress.
Right.
The guys are going to come in and, they got the slacks on. Most of them got a brim. And that's all part of the history, stepper sharp.
Right.
So we come in and we kind of do our thing and we kind of check it out, and we've got some favorites and we've got some other things that we kind of consider as we look around. It's attitude and energy. Love both groups, very, very much so. But every group is different. I want to also add the swing out crowd tends to be a little more mature in age. They've been around. This is something they've been doing. This is their native dance.
Right.
Like stepping is our native dance in Chicago. But the mindset in Chicago and the mindset of here is a little different. Chicago is a big windy city. Listen, the kids are grown, they out the house, let me out, my turn.
Okay. So you've worked all your life
It's my turn.
raising your kids.
I'm coming out and I'm sharp.
Okay.
I'm cute. Let me get my stuff in, right? Let me wear my stuff. I'm dressed to impress.
Right.
I noticed it's a little bit different here. Sometimes I get the feeling there's not a whole lot of people at a certain age that are coming out to step because the mindset hasn't been in place like it has been in Chicago. Chicago is just a party city. It's the Mecca. So you've got that difference, and I'm discovering the crowd tends to be some years younger.
Right.
Different kind of energy, different kind of mindset, and they're not always there with like, I've got to come out and I've got to have everything in place because that really wasn't their culture.
Right.
Swing out was. And so the mindset, the energy is totally different, and with the age variances, you got different attitudes, and you bring a different energy.
And it's a different approach. Chicago steppers come late. Like you're waiting for them.
Right. Well, and
Like
we
on
are
a
because
ride.
we don't know who's coming and what they're going to have on,
Right.
It's just that kind of thing, and it's okay because it keeps it interesting. We all can't be the same.
So you brought up a term, stepper sharp.
Yes.
When I was new to the dance, I was like, okay, I'm always sharp. So am I going to be underdressed, overdressed? What can someone correlate what that means? And they're like, no, you're fine because I'm always suited and booted.
Right.
But for the people that don't know what stepper sharp is, you have multiple perspectives.
Yes.
You have the perspectives of the city that it originated from, and you have us hybrid cities like Dallas.
Yes.
And you have it from a perspective of a lady's perspective and the expectation of what the ladies had of the gentleman.
Right.
Two total different things.
Right.
So
Right.
stepper sharp in Chicago looks like what? What are the men wearing? What are the women wearing?
Well, let me share with you, and this is, I don't want to offend anybody because we all have a different idea of what we're comfortable in, what we feel works for us.
Absolutely.
But when you're going to a stepping event, even on the weekend, you might be in jeans, but baby, you are so bumped up with and accessorized. I mean, you're giving it a whole different perspective. It's not a pair of jeans and a bling T-shirt, and I don't say that to offend anybody because I'm guilty of that myself at times. But when you are in Chicago, you might not be dressed and dripping in diamonds, but you're chic, you're upscale, you're classy, you're funky, you're sassy, you're street. You're making a statement when you walk in that room. Regardless whether it's on the high end, the middle, or the low end, you're coming in and you're making a statement.
Of fashion. And you've arrived.
Right, and you've arrived,
Right.
and you want to be noticed because there's so much going on. You owe it to yourself to be your best self anytime you're dressing to come outside of the house, and it's not for anybody else; it's for you.
You're speaking
And my
my
thing
language.
is, if you are dressed well, smelling good, feeling good, that's what you project.
Yep, that's the
You know.
energy that you...
And fashion is not always the latest trends. It's how you put it together and how you present it makes a big difference.
Well, I've always loved that about you. That's one of other reasons why you're here. So as we talk about the dance community, my experience is with the multiple genres that I know, they're somewhat compartmentalized. But there are some people that have become lifelong friends. They stay in the associate category. They're a great dance, but not someone you want to hang out with or really get to know. And then there's people that are considered family.
Exactly.
I have all of those nuances. I consider you the matriarch. It's like I adopted you as my surrogate mother because I just love everything that you stand for and how you represent yourself. So can you tell me about, have you had any collection of friends or family through this dance journey?
The dance community for me is a collective of all the above. I have people I've met along the way. We're friends and we chit chat, we keep it light. But I don't know some of their personal stuff and they don't know mine, but we enjoy the friendship, the combo.
Right.
Then I have another set I call my dance daughters because these women have endeared themselves to me in one way or the other. Whether I needed them or they needed me, or whether it was just a chit chat or they caught me at a certain time or I caught them. I know about them, their families. I've met some of my dance daughters' parents. I've met some of their children. And it's just been a wonderful thing. And I have dance daughters all over, not just here in Dallas. I've got a special collection of dance daughters in Chicago, Illinois, the International Divas. Now, one daughter is my blood daughter.
Okay.
The rest of them are children. I love them.
But you can't tell them they're not your blood daughter.
You cannot tell me that, you know. And some of them she went to school with. Some were bridesmaids. Some she met in college. Some she met in the workplace. And they all reside, or pretty much all of them reside in Chicago. And they are the International Divas. And I love them to death. Now, my dance daughters down here in Dallas, let me tell you, those are maturing, you know. And they know who they are. They're special and near and dear to me. I don't label everybody dance daughter. It seems like I do because I've got a lot. But everybody doesn't get that label. They you know, and it's no prejudice, but it's the energy that we exchange and what we have between each other as women. Me being an older matriarch, an older woman, and they being younger women like daughters. And I couldn't be more proud of some of these women because they're talented. Some of them are in business. Some of them are business-minded. They have hobbies. They have crafts. They've got talents. They're child rearing. I mean, the little mamas out there, they're doing it. And so they're dancing.
They're basically mini yous.
Yes.
Because if you think about all the things that culminate who you are, yes, you're all of those things.
Yes.
And we're gonna get into all of that.
Like most of us, women have many layers, and I've had an opportunity to peel back some of those layers and connect with many, many young women, and I just love it.
Well, that's a blessing. You mentioned earlier that you like to travel.
Yes.
I know you've been to a lot of places, and I want to hear about those places. But in your travels, I've not only seen you in Dallas, but I've seen you out and about dancing in other cities. Can you tell me about how you're coming to go to those places or seek those places out?
I travel to those places on purpose because I want a different environment. I want a different atmosphere. I want to meet different people. I want to embrace different friendships from different people in different areas. I want to stay connected to stepping and the dance community, period. Mm-hmm. And the way you do that, you go and you be a part of that. The second part of that is stepping is worldwide, and it's only the fair and right thing to do to go and support other organizations and promoters that come to Dallas that support us. And when you go to these different places, we're stepping, but there's a little bit of a different style. There's a little bit of something different. This guy might do it this way. You always learn something. It's an education because we're all stepping, but everybody's got a different twist. They put their own thing on it, and I just love it because you dance with these guys of all ages, and that's another thing. Traveling out of Dallas, I get an opportunity to dance with some of my peers. Not that I don't like dancing with everybody else, but it's just a wonderful thing. Mm-hmm. And when you travel to these states, just like Chicago, a lot of these guys are so well seasoned. They're not trying to dance with the young and the naked. Excuse me. You know me. You know what you see is what you get.
They want you clothed and covered.
They want a good dance, and it doesn't matter if you're 6'2" or 2'6". You know, they're looking for a good quality, fun dance. Right. Your energy, what you put into it. They may even teach me something that I don't know. You know, I might turn another way that maybe someone else didn't turn. But a well-seasoned dancer, he's going to make it fun and he's going to make it work. That's what a good lead is all about. And you know what? You match your energy. You try to match what your partner is doing. And sometimes when you leave home and you go to states where stepping is well steeped, you get that because you're going to have a whole lot of varieties. And I love it.
Where is your favorite place to travel to go dance? Do you have one?
I'm going to be honest and say Chicago.
Okay.
Because you get...
It's the Mecca.
Look, you've got the showstoppers and quote unquote the heavy hitters, you've got some of the guys that they were dancing before I even thought I was going to come out and dance. And you just learn so much. And it's a wonderful thing. They just work the room and they dance with everybody. They don't have anybody in particular. They just want to work the room and have fun. It's the enjoyment and the energy. It's a combination of the music. And when you go to different states and you have different DJs, that's another thing. You get a different kind of music. And so that sets the pace as well. And, I know if I go home, I'm going to get a good dose of all the dusties and all of the collector's items, which we don't always have. I like dancing to the new music, but some of those dusties, listen, the classics, they're going to be around forever.
I can appreciate the dusties. What I have a disdain for is if that's all they play, but I understand why, because that's when lyrics had meaning. That's when they had substance. That's when they were telling you about a story or a mood
It was about
that you
love.
can identify with, right? Something you can identify with.
Yeah.
It's funny you mentioned the DJs. As a promoter, I love traveling as well.
Yeah.
For those same reasons. You get varied dances, nuancing of the dancing. You get different dance cultures, different dance genres, all on the same floor, all embodying loving on one another. But what does it for me, outside of the people, are the DJs on fire?
Yes.
And are they reading the room?
Yes.
And so as a promoter, what I've learned here from you all in Dallas, and steppers are finicky, more so than any other
We
dance
can be.
genre. Rightfully so,
Yes, we
because you
can
know
be.
what's good and you know what's not.
That's right.
Because everyone goes to the Mecca to get an example of what that is.
Exactly.
So I said, you know what? I'm going to show local love for the local DJs. But in order to sustain the event that I've been doing for 9 years, 2 parties under one roof, as you know, I've been bringing in Chicago DJs.
Yes, you have.
And the hottest DJs.
Yes.
So we can save a little coin and don't have to travel on a plane and get a hotel room. We could just come
You
down
do the work
street.
for us. You bring the DJ to us.
Right.
Exactly.
So I appreciate the way that you support me. Now, what a lot of people may not realize is when we go to Chicago stepping events and maybe some swing out events, these aren't one-day events. They're 2 to 3 days, sometimes even 4-day events. Versus locally, I do a one-day event.
Yes.
One night, once a month, that's it. That's all I want to do. Do you have a preference of going to the 3 or 4 day events versus the one-day event?
Now, I'll tell you, if it's a party, I want to be there. As long as Jesus say so, I'm going to dance. Okay, I'm dancing with old age, dementia, and all that stuff. Okay, a body in motion stays in motion. But I said all that to say this. Even though I love to dance, a 3-4 day event is great. If it's in the same location, basically the same location, and I'm not going from one end of town to the other.
Okay.
That works.
That's important.
I love it. It's a theme. You're on a roll. That energy is there. You want to keep it going. Get in there. Get
Right.
it. But when it's a 3-4 day event and you've got different locations and you're strung all over the place, it does propose a little bit of a challenge.
It proposes a lot of a challenge, I found. I agree with you. I didn't think of the disparate sites, but if it's all contained in one hotel or one area, it's more conducive for
great.
the interaction
Exactly.
and not people wandering off because
Right.
you can't get to the other location, and if you do, there's no place to park.
Exactly.
And I appreciate that.
And not only that, it forms a little camaraderie-ship. You got your posse, you got your group. We're gonna be throwing down for 4 days, 3-4 days. Come and get it. We got it waiting for you.
Right.
And so that's that energy that I feel. Come in, put your things down, get your step on, have a good time. And I think it works. But that ping-ponging from place to place can be challenging, but if you've got it housed in one place, that's the key right there, because now you're addressing your audience's needs. It's the convenience and having everything in one place, so yes.
Awesome. Well, I like them. I don't like going all 4 days because I don't get rest. I don't get rest. I do like the day sets that allows me to be in and out as well as the one night event sets. But I also do like the multiple night. I'll stay at least 2, but you probably won't get me on 3 because of all the other things I have going on. So one of the things that intrigued me about you, Miss Jan, when I first met you, being a model, is you're a fashionista. And so I wanted to find out when you were first intrigued with fashion, because what people don't realize about you is the subtleness of your fashion, the tint of your eyes, the tint of your hair, the accessories, how they're all flowing. They're not bodacious, they're all elegant. So when did you first start getting intrigued with fashion?
Well, let me be honest. My mother was one of those old-fashioned church-going sisters where she had the suit and the hat and the shoes and the gloves, and I was always impressed with that. And she was one of those church sisters, she had to get it together. She was a singer, she was in the choir, she was in all these organizations, and she wanted to look good. I was totally awed how this lady would just pull it together, and of course we were together too. And I liked that. It stuck with me. So as a kid, I used to make doll clothes for my dolls, and I used to just kind of put things together that was kind of fancy or nice, and I liked it. I was kind of feeling that. Well, later on, fast forward, life's, I had kids, and so, then I started making their things. A lot of stuff was cute, but I just didn't want the same old humdrum, so I started adding a little here or making an adjustment there, and that was fine. Then my oldest daughter, once she got to be like in high school, she did not want to look like anybody else. So I was literally making things for her because she did not want to have that Barbie doll cutout look. And so from that, it just escalated, and let me include myself. I'm a petite person. Years ago, they did not have petite stores. They did not have sophisticated petites, and they didn't have all that. And I worked in corporate America all my life. And so when I found a store that had really nice things, I would find a salesperson, because salespeople used to come around with samples, and they were usually the smaller sizes. So I would say, call me, as I happen to see something. And she said, well, that's not really for sale. One of the salesmen brought that in. I'm like, well, I'll buy it. And so we had a thing, collect what he brings or they bring. And so with that, I started getting those things and just twerking them a little bit. So they were tailored for me. And so I just started getting a little bit of a taste of liking something different, not flamboyant, and I didn't have a lot. So I'm for quantity, not always, I'm for quality rather, not always for quantity. And today, I have what you would call a core or a universal wardrobe that I work from, like my Bayberries, my Austin Reeds, these are classic pieces, my blazers and different things. That's not going away. That's never going to change. So I will take something trendy and I will kind of twerk it to fit that in. So I'm with it, but I don't want to necessarily be that trendy kind of person, especially being a lady at a certain age. So I want it classic and I want it chic. I want it cute, but I want to be out there too.
So we have something else in common.
Yes.
We're both fashion progressive.
Yes.
As a military brat, we would mimic what we would see. So as you can imagine, having clothes made was very inexpensive, and having shoes made was very inexpensive. I was talking with my godbrother, and he was telling me he had some shoes made. He threw them away. Well, he wears the same size shoe. And they don't make those quality of shoes anymore. So being overseas, I had the habit of picking out my fabric and designing suits or my version of a suit based off of album covers.
Yes.
And things of that nature, because we had albums back then.
Yes.
And so as we were coming back to the States, my father said, this is a habit that is not cheap.
Yes.
And so if you go ahead and want to continue to have custom-made suits, that's fine. You have to find a master tailor.
Yes, you do. Master tailor is the key.
You have to find a master tailor. You have to know what fabric to pick and what not to pick. And you have to be able to afford all of it.
Yes.
So there's a lot of sacrifices. So people ask me what my vices are. It's dancing, music, food, and fashion.
I'm with you. Ditto. We could be twins on that. We really could be twins on that. So yes, I understand. I'm with you.
So we've talked about your dance journey that a lot of people didn't know about, and how nuanced and how nouveau you are, and how well-rounded you are as far as the multiple genres of dance and the fashion sense that you have and that you adorn. What made you decide to create handcrafted fashion and accessories?
Well, let me share with you a dear friend here in Dallas. We were neighbors. We spent a lot of time, hobbies and crafts, a lot of things in common. And she would tinker around with jewelry, so would I. I started tinkering and doing things with jewelry years ago because my late husband was a jewelry lover. And like you, when we traveled to Japan or China, he would have, we had a tailor there, and he would have his suits made, and he was a martial arts enthusiast, which means every 5 years he went to Japan or China to work with the masters. And so while there, he would have suits made, and he would always pick out jewelry, and I would travel with him sometimes, and we would pick out things. And he would buy things, and I would get home, and I would have nothing to wear with it. I'm like, I need... And so then I started buying stuff, twerking at a little something, because back in the day, you needed a set, the earrings, the necklace, or whatever. And in the process of doing that, I just started tinkering around. Well, fast forward now, about 10, 11 years ago, my dear friend and I started fooling around with a lot of jewelry. And she says, no, why are we scuffling like this? Is such a hassle. I said, I know. She said, we need lessons. I'm like, girl. So listen, at that point, we started taking jewelry lessons. And at that point, because you get tired of struggling, you get tired of jerry rigging stuff, making it work and hooking stuff up, So we started taking jewelry classes, and once we started taking jewelry classes, we became monsters. I mean, it was looking good. So then, now I'm making things and I'm wearing it, and people would ask me about different things, and I said, I made it. So at that point, we talk about stepper sharp and being classy and all that. I realized after having made this jewelry, and we went out on some of the jewelry craft shows and that, and I did okay, but it wasn't. And it dawned on me, and I thought my business sense, I had to pull that together. In any business, you have to find your market.
Absolutely.
And it dawned on me, I looked at my jewelry, all the statement earrings, the long feathers, and, the flashy stones. I'm like, these are statement pieces. Where are my statement people? Where are my people who's still,
who can appreciate finer things.
And I'm like, they're still running to be stunning. Where are my folks? Where are my folks at? And I was thinking about it, and so I put together a pair of earrings, and I said to one of my dance daughters, I said, how you like this? Would you wear it? She said, yeah, Miss Jan, I'm going to bring it. So we get to the set. The girl don't even wear jewelry because I'm like, I got them. So I get, and so she wears them. They look good. Then I got another girlfriend. She likes red, so I got some feathers and that. Oh, she said, red is my thing. And so now I'm thinking, now if they like them, and these are women of good taste, let me. And so I started to mention to a few people, and I mentioned it to one of the promoters, Tree Lachey.
My ride or die.
And she said, Miss Jan, she said, you need to do it. I said, girl, look, this is just for fun. It's a hobby. She said, when you come in, you need a table. I said, let me think. I said, let me think about that. I got to go to my prayer closet on that. She said, okay. And I thought about it, and I'm like, this is not, why am I saying no? I mean, what do I have to lose? I've got all this jewelry. I called her back. I said, I'm coming. She said, great. I set that vendor table up. That was one of the biggest sales I'd had since I started making jewelry. And it's been history since then. Before, I would say, well, let me ask, it's been 4 years now.
That long.
And see, I found my market. And so with any business or hobby, you have to go back to your business sense. You can't lose sight of that. And, these kids say, well, why do I need accounting? Why? All these things you learn in school, they're tools for life.
Absolutely.
And I started thinking about this business model and how it comes. I said, I have found my market. I said, I make statement jewelry, statement earrings, These are my people.
Now let's go back to that night that you were at Trees Lachey's stepping set. I was there that night.
As a matter of fact, you came over to that table and bawled me out. You said, "What are you doing? Why haven't you been to my place?" I'm like, "This is my first time out. I'm coming." And so I did appreciate that, and I got so much encouragement that night. And I tell you, I was just surprised. The response was just, I was totally awed. I basically sold almost everything I came with, which was a blessing. And at that point, people would say, "Do you have this? Do you have that?" That gave me a flavor of what people felt would work for them or what they wanted, and so it just kind of took off.
And then I've been begging you ever since.
Yeah, and I've showed up for you, and I'm getting ready to show up again. So ladies, come see me. I will be with
Second
Adrian
Friday
in May.
in May. She'll be there.
Yes, and I'm bringing the necktie necklaces back by popular demand. So I've got something for everybody. I've got some $10 hollers, and I try to be fair in this because these are pieces that I had left over from the previous show, and so I want to make everything accessible and affordable for everyone.
So now you're a hot vendor that everybody's seeking out, and promoters like me are wanting you to vend.
Mm-hmm.
How do you determine which promoter you decide to vend for?
You know what?
What are you looking for?
Well, I try to be an equal opportunity open person. I don't think I've ever given anybody a hard no, and if I did say no, it's because everything I make is handcrafted and it is one of a kind design. And so since I've started designing this jewelry and accessories, I know what it is when people talk about a writer's block. It's the same thing when you're designing jewelry. Every day is not a jewelry making day. I might get up and say, "Oh, I'm going to make jewelry today." I might walk around for 6 hours. I've got everything spread out. I can't see a doggone thing. 11:30, 12 o'clock, I'm all showered. I got my little glass of wine. I'm kicked back trying to relax. I said, "Well, let me put this stuff away." I take one look. Now it hits me. I'm designing to 4 o'clock in the morning. I'm watching the sun come up, because now the juices are flowing and I can't stop. I can't put it down. But that said, because everything is handmade, if I say no, it's because I don't have enough merchandise to present for the show and I want to do it right. I don't want to rush anything. So if I say no, it's just no for right now, but I got you and I'm going to see you soon. So
That's awesome. Miss Jan is going to be with two parties under one roof, Denim and Diamonds, this coming month. But I asked her to put something together so you all can see her work. And she put together a lovely video that we're going to show you right now of what she's going to be offering and providing at my set coming up next month. Take a look. Check it out.
ladies, it's spring, summer 2025 collection, handcrafted jewelry by Jan just for you. These are some of the latest designs, colors, and styles that I've designed just for your liking. I've got the bold and the bright. I've got the subtle and the sexy, the pink, the lavenders, the yellows. Something for everybody, ranging from 20 to 30. I've even got some $10 hollers. These are the jewel collections, a little something for everybody. We've got camo, we've got cowboy, we've got chic, we've got classy, sassy, sexy. Surely, I've got your color or your kind, and I've got some prices that will dazzle you. Again, this is our Spring Collection 2025, Jan's Handmade Jewelry and Accessories. And of course, I've got the necktie necklaces back by popular demand. I did the work so you won't have to. Right now, we're looking at the Diva Collection. And these are items for the chic, sassy, bold personality who knows how to pull her wardrobe together with simple accessories, and I've got them just for you. come see me, ranging from $20 to $25. I do custom orders. I do have other colors, other kinds. This is just a sampling of what I have to offer. Again, these are the new designs for spring 2025, designed with you in mind. Again, yellow, green for spring, lavender. I've got the light fuchsia. I've got some white. I've got a combination of fuchsia, yellow, turquoise. It's always really pretty. And again, we have the jewel collection. A little something for everybody. These are short. They range from $20 to $10. And yes, ladies, I do have some $10 hollers because I've actually marked some merchandise down that was left over from the last show or last year. And so I've got something with your name on it. If you see something, say something. You can always hit me up. I'm always happy to oblige. Again, this is the spring and summer collection for spring and summer 2025. The necktie hacks, I did the work so you won't have to. Come see me, ladies. Ciao for now.
Miss Jan, this is simply amazing. All of that handcrafted jewelry and accessories that you're doing, everyone's going to look forward to coming to my set to dance, but probably to see you first. It's such a blessing that you've created this dynamic business model for yourself, that you get to bless everyone with stepping up their fashion.
Yes.
And I see you when you're selling being asked how can they accessorize it and what would you recommend they wear or not with it.
Yes.
And so you're not just providing jewelry and accessories, you also have a consultative business of helping ladies refine their look. How does that make you feel?
It makes me feel good because I am of a certain age and I'm a firm believer, each one teach one. If I can share something with anyone that will shorten their road or make that load lighter, that's what we do. That's who we are. Mm-hmm. And you really don't lose anything by bumping somebody else up because it's sharing and caring. That's what it's all about because at the end of the day, all we have is each other.
That is true.
And so I count it a blessing that I'm still here in my right mind with this energy, that I have this zeal and this zest to do this. And I couldn't be more thrilled.
Now, you and I spoke off camera about the things that's going on in the world that may impact your business because you get these fine items imported.
Yes.
That you handpick.
Yes.
So has the economy or what's going on in the world impacted you in any kind of way?
Absolutely. The long bohemian feathers that I use, whether they're the peacock or whether it's the long bohemian or any of those, all of those feathers come from Bangkok, which is Thailand. And I have ordered so much until I've gotten to know that buyer one-on-one. Mm-hmm. Once upon a time, because I was buying in bulk, he was able to ship everything to me without a cost. Mm-hmm. Then, with things changing and everything being what it is, not only the feathers have doubled in price, now shipping is something like $38.90 a batch. And so there's no way in the world I can continue to provide this quality merchandise and not increase the price. And that's not something I want to do because the last thing you want to do is get an increase on something like this, which is an add-on. These are things you buy after the bills are paid, after you've taken care of everything.
You have some side piece bucks
there
laying
you go.
around.
This is extra. And it's just not fair. And so I'm at the point now I'm trying to decide whether or not this is something I can continue to do and keep everything where it is, or make some changes. So I'm at my point now where I'm letting all this marinate, and I'm actually in my prayer closet now because prices have doubled. Even in talking with the guy, he said, I just can't do it because his things are so expensive.
Because of the tariffs.
And I've tried going another route. I've gone to Pinterest. I've gone to all these different places. The feather quality is not the same. I messed around and ordered a batch of feathers. I opened up the package. I've never plucked a chicken in my life, but I tell you, when I opened up that bag and shook them out, feathers was flying. I was spitting feathers. I'm like, oh no, the quality is just not there. And these feathers did not come at a discount, but I can't have that. If I'm not pleased, I know my customers wouldn't be pleased. And see, this is a hobby that's escalated into a small business, and I don't want to get to the point where I'm doing business like business people do. I still want to keep this hobby and family friendly.
Well, I would say this. From what I know about you, everything is first class, first rate, specific, and selective. So I would say to you, if we were having a business conversation, those things are timeless items. Those things don't dissipate. And so because the value of them are sustaining because they're handcrafted, I would encourage you to pass that price on because it's worth it.
Yeah.
It's worth it to us to have something from you, of you, that can enhance our style. I mean,
Yeah.
I'm going to buy a lot because I have a lot of people that I know that like nice things.
Yes.
And it's my gift to them. I have a graduation coming up.
That's right.
So I'll probably be
Shopping around, yeah.
trying to buy you out again. So if the ladies don't get there before me, I don't know what to tell you. But I will be buying a significant amount of product from you when you come this week. Well, next month. So I would encourage you to, I'm not going to get in front of your prayer closet, but you do know that I'm one of your biggest supporters because I see the difference that you make. And I see the pride in which people have when they're wearing your accessories and your jewelry and all of the fashion advice that you provide.
So true. And the thing about that, it's an excitement and an energy. And the ladies get excited. They want to take a picture. I'm wearing the earrings. Here I am. And I just love it, So we're going to pray, and we're just going to let the Lord do the rest, and we're going to let it do what it do. And the ladies have told me, look, do what you have to do because these are one of a kind. Just don't cut us off. So we'll see.
Well, I'm hopeful and prayerful. We're going to talk about Denim and Diamonds 5, where they will see you at. So we'll put the flyer up. It's Friday, May 9th. I will have DJ Boogie from Chicago spinning on the stepping side, and I will have my big brother, DJ Bubba Ye, spinning on the swing outside. Miss Jan with handcrafted jewelry and accessories will be in the lobby selling out. So come look at her, come find her, bring you a grocery bag or whatever type of bag that you can safely put those nice collectibles in. We open from 9 to 1 a.m. It's BYOB, $20 in advance. There's still a few tables to pre-sale and buy tables. Also, we have a buffet and a good time. This is our 9th year. And so please come out and see us. Please come out and hang and dance with us. You don't have to Chicago step. You don't have to swing out. A lot of people come because the vibe is cool. It's professionals, and everybody are governing themselves accordingly by just having a good time and great energy. So look forward to having you come out. I have some more things coming up. And this is the first time that this is being talked about, but I have a graduation coming up. As a dance instructor and promoter, I will be having a graduating class, which is the first graduation I've had since COVID. So it's been 6 years when I was on a every year clip of graduating. So we ask that you come on out. The students will be selling tickets. It is a 5-star event. It's a after 5 suit and tie event. It's a plated dinner. We're going to have some treats for you. There's going to be three professional groups or teams of people that are great friends of mine that are beasts in their genre. They're at the top of their genre, so they will be coming and they will be dancing for the graduates and all of their guests, as well as they will also be treated by the graduating class by a routine that I choreograph, which is going to be well worth it. So we hope that you all come out. We hope that you support our graduates. It's a lovely affair where you can create a lot of memories and a lot of things. So that's kind of what we have going on. You can reach us at groovetheorydallas.com on Facebook. You can reach us at Groove Theory Dallas. You can reach us at Two Parties Under One Roof on Facebook. Twitter, which is X, we're Groove Theory DFW. We have a YouTube channel, Groove Theory Dallas. We also have an Instagram, is Groove Theory DFW. So we hope that you come and check us out. Subscribe to the website. We hope you enjoyed the show. The next show, we will have some of the people that Miss Jan talked about. We will have two lady promoters that I have a great deal of respect for. It will be Tree and Tracy, and they will talk about their perspective of being a lady promoter in a male-dominated field. So I'm interested to hear what they have to say. I'm interested to share their stories with you. Miss Jan, I can't thank you enough for coming out and spending time with me this evening and sitting on the couch. I love you to life, and I always look forward to seeing you. I can't go anywhere and you don't snap a picture of us.
Exactly.
So those memories are something that I cherish. I look forward to. Your dance is lovely, so you know that you're one of my favorites. Is there anything else you want to let anybody know about your business or the things that you may have coming up?
At this point, I think we've covered pretty much of the current activity and the things that's going on and the considerations about continuing with the jewelry. But listen, what I can say is this. Be kind to one another. Mm-hmm. All we have at the end of the day is each other, and it doesn't cost you anything to give somebody a smile. Be nice. Bless up, y'all.
Well, I appreciate you. Thank you for tuning in on this episode. We look forward to seeing you next week, same time, 7 to 8 p.m. Thank you for watching The Groove.